Good morning, church. Welcome to Bible Baptist. If you're a visitor here this morning, in the pew in front of you, there's a welcome card. If you did not get welcomed and get registered, we'd love for you to grab one of these cards and fill it in and meet in the welcome room. If you just go out this door and down the hallway, you'll see me and my wife there. We want to welcome you to Bible Baptist Church. We are so happy that you've decided to visit today. I want to introduce to you one of our trustees. Richard, if you can come up. This is Richard Keller. Richard works in our Awana Club's ministry and serves as a trustee. We thank God for Richard's service in our church. He's also a plumber and is often called on to solve problems in the church. And so, if there's a problem, please let us know. Brother Richard, would you lead us in prayer?
Heavenly Father, Lord, we love you so much. We're so grateful for this church family, for our pastor family, this beautiful family. Lord, we pray that the Holy Spirit will flow through this congregation today, and that we humble ourselves before you, Lord, and do your will and the will of the Father. Thank you for every gift of life you've given us, Lord. We pray in your holy name. Amen.
Thank you, Brother Richard.
Thank you. May be seated.
Good morning. This morning we have my niece, Campbell Sells. She got saved 2 weeks ago, and so she's coming to join her believer's baptism. To all those willing to accept, if you please raise your right hand. All right, Campbell, you know that you're saved? Yes. Well, by your public profession of faith, Campbell, I baptize you, my sister, in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, buried in life of his death, and raised with the glorious resurrection.
Join with us as we sing.
So tonight, we have our evening service will be at the Chickasha High School Activity Center at 6 o'clock. So if you come here, you'll be having service by yourself. So if you go to the Activity Center, at the Activity Center there's a gymnasium and the auditorium are connected together. We're going to start in the auditorium. So if you come there, have a seat, and then we will split up into our deacon groups. And if you're curious, like, well, whose deacon group am I in? Out these two doors on the wall, there's a list of everybody alphabetically, and it tells you whose group that you're in. We have different spots there where you will meet for tonight. So we'll start off in there's a picture right up there for you to see. So if you look on there, it will tell you which group that you're in, and we will meet on that a few times.
Excuse me, Mike. If you're not on that list, please do not leave the church. We may have missed someone. We apologize. We're not pointing you out specifically, but if you're not on that list, please still come and we will put you in a deacon care group. Amen? Amen. Okay, thank you.
So that's again tonight at 6 o'clock. This Wednesday for our meal, we have our youth and children's camp pulled pork dinner. So that will be this Wednesday. If you're a parent and you have tickets that you've been selling, or if you have delivery sheets to businesses, we need those today to get all of our numbers in and ready. And if you would love to help with this event, we would love to have you help. But there are opportunities. There's to do some deliveries on that Wednesday to help get things set up, or be here for when people come in to pick up their stuff, or even that evening. We have some sign-up sheets that are out front. We have sign-up sheets for everything. So, but please, we could use the help. And if you have a student or a child that's going to camp, that even helps earn them extra money. And this Tuesday night from 6 to 8, we're going to have a work night where we get everything ready for Wednesday. So if they're going to go to camp, if they can come to that helps earn some extra money. And parents, if you could come help with that too, that would be tremendous. The last couple of years, we've had a lot of people show up, and it goes quick, and it makes things much easier on us. But it's a good way for them to help earn money to camp. If I can go ahead and get our ushers to come forward at this time, please. And then also, if you're possibly interested in the Ark Encounter or Creation Museum trip, there's a $100 deposit that is due. You can bring that and give it to Brother Dave. And a week from today kicks off spring break. And so that Sunday night, we're going to have a barbecue or a cookout for that Sunday evening, and a time to hang out and fellowship. So that will be next Sunday. Let's pray for our offering. Lord, we thank you for today. Lord, we thank you for the baptism we had this morning. Lord, we're just so thankful for who you are, Lord, for the love and grace that you show us. And Lord, now we have the opportunity to give back through our tithes and our offerings. Lord, I pray that you take these and use them to further your kingdom. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Romans chapter 15, verse 1 and 2. We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak, and not to please ourselves. Verse 2, let every one of us please his neighbor for his good to edification. When I see my brother stumble and all his dreams crumble, let me be there, for I too fell. When I see his heart breaking from a wrong turn he's taking, let me be there, for I remember well. I want to spend my life mending broken people. I want to spend my life removing pain. Lord, let my words heal the one that hurts. I want to spend my whole life mending broken people. When I see a life that's broken, Lord, give me words that should be spoken, for I well remember the pain. When I see teardrops falling, Lord, remind me of my calling. Let me help and restore their faith again. I want to spend my life mending broken people. I want to spend my Lord, let my words
And for those of you that don't know me, my name's Trevor. I've been a member here going on 8 years. Today I'd like to introduce y'all to my friend. The Honorable Judge Kory Kirkland received an undergraduate degree from the University of Oklahoma and a JD from Oklahoma City University. At the time of his appointment to the bench in 2017, he was in private practice with Hayes and Kirkland. Kirkland's professional experience also includes work as an adjunct professor at the University of Science and Arts of Oklahoma, municipal judge for Chickasha and Ember, and assistant district judge for Caddo County, Grady County, Jefferson County, Stevens County. Okay, Kory has been my friend, honestly, longer than I can remember. I know there's videos of us fighting each other when my mom ran a preschool. From there, we played Little League Baseball together. And through all of it, Kory's been an incredibly strong moral compass. He's very strong in his convictions and what he believes in, and he will fight to the death over it, argue to the death. You see a picture of us here from football. He was always a good teammate, so dependable and accountable. Got the other picture, Howie. Okay. Also, we were in drama together. This is when he was a freshman. I don't remember what the name of the play was, but as usual, I was the guy acting bad and he was good. When our family left our church in Hastings and went to work at First Baptist, Kory accepted right into the fold and got me right in line. He can tell you about a Sunday school teacher we had named Obed Bennett that everyone looked up to, and you wanted to model yourself after someone like him. And the whole time that Kory didn't realize this, he could look in the mirror and think the same thing, because others were modeling themselves after him. So, no further ado, my good friend Kory Kirkland. Love you, man.
Wow, I didn't expect all that. You know, Trent's my oldest friend, and I don't think I'd ever seen that picture of that play we were in. But Trent stole the show like he always did. He forgot all his lines, so he just made them up. And everybody laughed for 15 minutes. And then the next people came on the stage and had to figure out what had just happened. So Trent is always, if you know Trent, he's always been a character. It is so great to get to be here today and visit with you. A lot of you are my friends. A lot of you I've known a long time. But you know, anytime you have a guest preacher, there's stuff you worry about. It's scary, and we all have kind of the same concerns. Is he going to talk really fast and I can't understand what he says? Is he going to talk really, really slow and I get bored out of my mind? Is he going to run back and forth on the stage and my neck gets tired from looking at it? But the most important thing is, are the Methodists going to beat us to Jake's after? And we all have all those concerns. And most of you, that's what you're worried about as I stand up here. The exception is Trent, who thinks, what story is he going to tell about me? Because I have a lot of them. The problem is I'm in all of them too. And I don't want to tell them on myself. So I can just tell you, Trent is my oldest friend, and he was always the guy growing up who knew what to say and knew what to do and then did it. And that's never changed. And I can't find it. There you are.
Say that, it wouldn't help now.
Well, you're hiding behind David. And so I didn't see it. I promise that wasn't on purpose that time. So it's really great to get to be here. We got to know Steve a little bit since he's come to town, and we've spent a lot of time talking about the Resurrection House and Life Skills Institute and the way that LSI and the Resurrection House help our drug court program. And he said, hey, I'd like for you to come preach, but before you do that, can you talk a little bit about drug court? And so some of you are familiar with our drug court program. Some of you aren't. But I want to point out a verse in 2 Peter chapter 2:19. You don't have to turn there. It'll be quick. You're going to want to turn to 1 Samuel 23. You can go ahead and get there if you want. But 2 Peter 2:19 says, this is just part of a much longer verse. It says, you are a slave to whatever conquers you. You are a slave to whatever conquers you. And one thing I've seen in my whole adult life, in ministry, I was in full-time ministry for about 7 years before I became a lawyer and then a judge. And I've seen the same thing in the criminal court system, family law court system. Addiction makes people a slave. Addiction is an enslaving thing. And so one thing that I'm very proud of in our community is we have a program called Drug Court. And Drug Court is a tool that I have seen a willing addict use to break free. Now, when I started in the DA's office many moons ago, I had visions of getting the bad guys like on Law and Order. And I had pictures of all these really bad criminals, and that's what I wanted to do, is try these cases and keep those dangerous people off the street and do all this stuff. And then I went to work at my local DA's office, and Brett Burns was my boss, and he said, I want you to do drug court. I said, what's drug court? He told me that. I said, that. No. I want to get the bad guys. I don't care about the drug stuff. He said, well, you'll do what I tell you to do. I'm the boss. And I said, what time is drug court? And so that's how I got started. And when you go to drug court, what happens is it's what we would call an intensive outpatient supervision program. And that's a lot of words. It means this. Every minute you're free, we give you something to do. You have 1 to 2 drug tests a week at the beginning of the program, plus random drug tests. Anytime, day or night, the probation officer can show up at your house, make you take a drug test, look through your fridge, make sure there's no beer in it, look through the trash can, make sure there's no evidence of drugs, talk to your family, get all kinds of background, and figure out what's going on. You also have one-on-one individual counseling once a week. You have group therapy once a week. You have to come see me, the judge, once a week. And you have to do 100 hours of community service, have to take all types of classes, have to do all these things. But what it boils down to is it's staggered levels of accountability. In other words, we let you go outside and have a job, and you're required to have a job if you're in the program. We let you go outside and have a job, and we give you the supervision to keep everybody else safe and give you the tools to overcome addiction. Now that sounds great, but when I started